Superman is DC's Boy Scout hero powered by solar energy with a moral code that won't let him quit. Darkseid is the new god of evil who rules Apocalypse and considers himself the rightful master of all existence. One fights to protect everyone, the other fights to dominate everything. This is the rivalry that defines DC Comics. Superman brings planet-moving strength and faster-than-light speed, backed by decades of experience against cosmic threats. Darkseid counters with Omega beams that erase people from existence and new god powers that let him casually destroy star systems. Their battles have shattered dimensions and rewritten reality. But here's the thing, they fought multiple times and Superman keeps finding ways to win despite being outgunned. Let's break down how the last son of Krypton consistently beats a literal god of evil.
Superman's solar-powered abilities are insane when you look at his actual feats instead of just the basic description. This guy has moved planets, flown faster than light, and survived being thrown through stars without breaking a sweat. His strength scales up infinitely based on how much solar energy he absorbs and how desperate the situation gets. Heat vision operates at nuclear fusion temperatures with precision that can perform brain surgery or melt through dimensional barriers. Freeze breath creates absolute zero temperatures that can flash freeze entire armies or create ice barriers strong enough to stop planetary impacts. Flight speed reaches levels where he can travel through time by going fast enough to break light barriers. His durability has tanked attacks from cosmic entities, reality warpers, and multiversal threats while maintaining full combat effectiveness. X-ray vision sees through most materials while microscopic vision can detect atomic-level changes in real time. The key factor is that his power source never runs out. Solar absorption means he gets stronger during fights instead of getting tired. Most importantly, Superman's moral code creates psychological advantages that opponents struggle to predict or counter because he'll accept personal damage to protect others. Here's where Superman gets really dangerous. His tactical experience comes from decades of fighting opponents way stronger than him and finding ways to win anyway. He's defeated Darkseid multiple times, beaten cosmic entities, and saved reality through superior strategy rather than just overwhelming power. His greatest asset is recognizing that every opponent has weaknesses and exploiting those weaknesses through precise application of his abilities. Combat psychology shows calculated escalation that matches threat levels while maintaining focus on protecting innocence rather than achieving personal victory. Superman's battle intelligence includes understanding how different power types work and developing counters that turn opponents' strengths into disadvantages. His greatest tactical strength lies in forcing opponents to fight on his terms through relentless pressure that doesn't give them time to implement complex strategies. Environmental awareness lets him use terrain advantages, while his speed creates tactical options that most opponents can't track or counter. The psychological component is huge. Superman's reputation for never giving up creates doubt in opponents who expect him to eventually find a way to win. His experience against reality warpers and cosmic entities provides tactical knowledge for dealing with opponents whose powers operate outside normal physics. Superman's real advantage lies in his ability to inspire hope while adapting to impossible odds through sheer determination and tactical innovation. His moral code eliminates doubt and hesitation during critical moments because he knows exactly what he's fighting for. Solar absorption provides exponential power scaling that increases with available stellar radiation, allowing him to match opponent power levels when necessary. His greatest strength is psychological resilience that maintains clear thinking even when facing universal-scale threats that would overwhelm most heroes mentally. Combat adaptability includes switching between precision attacks and area effect applications based on tactical requirements. Superman's willingness to accept severe damage to protect others creates tactical openings that honor-bound or selfish opponents can't exploit effectively. Environmental control through combination of powers lets him reshape battlefields while maintaining offensive pressure. His speed advantage allows him choosing engagement timing and location, rather than responding to opponent initiatives. Most importantly, Superman's track record of defeating seemingly impossible opponents creates momentum effects that work in his favor during extended conflicts. The critical question is whether moral determination backed by solar-powered abilities can overcome fundamental evil that operates as a cosmic force.
Darkseid's Omega Beams are probably the most broken power in DC Comics when you understand what they can actually do. These aren't just death rays, they're conceptual weapons that can erase targets from existence across all timelines, resurrect the dead, transmute matter, control minds, and rewrite fundamental forces. The beams track through dimensional barriers and around obstacles with perfect accuracy while scaling from stunning effects to complete reality erasure. His new god physiology provides strength that exceeds Superman's base levels while maintaining faster-than-light combat speeds. Size scaling allows him to grow from humanoid proportions to planetary dimensions while keeping proportional power increases. Heat vision operates at stellar core temperatures while his mere presence radiates despair that breaks most opponents psychologically. The really terrifying part is that Darkseid exists as a multiversal constant. He's not just one being, but a fundamental aspect of evil that appears across all realities. Killing one version just shifts his attention to another dimensional avatar, while the core Darkseid remains untouchable. His cosmic awareness provides real-time intelligence on opponent capabilities, while dimensional manipulation lets him control battlefield conditions. Darkseid's tactical approach combines cosmic intelligence with eons of experience conquering civilizations across multiple universes. This guy has outmaneuvered cosmic abstracts and defeated opponents through superior strategic thinking rather than just overwhelming force. His greatest asset is patience. Darkseid can spend centuries setting up plans while most opponents think in terms of immediate tactical needs. The anti-life equation research provides psychological warfare tools that can break any will to resist through precisely applied despair and hopelessness. His rulership of Apocalypse gives access to endless military resources, including parademons, advanced technology, and dimensional gateway systems for tactical support. Environmental advantages come from his ability to shift battles to Apocalypse, where his power increases while opponent abilities get suppressed by hostile dimensional effects. Combat experience includes battles against other new gods, cosmic entities, and multiversal threats that operate beyond normal comprehension. His greatest tactical strength lies in recognizing opponent motivations and turning those motivations against them through psychological manipulation. The question is whether cosmic-level strategic thinking can overcome opponents whose moral determination creates unpredictable tactical variables. When Darkseid stops playing around, reality becomes his weapon of choice. Omega Beam intensity can scale to levels that threaten entire dimensions while maintaining tracking capabilities that make evasion nearly impossible. His dimensional manipulation creates pocket realities where normal physics don't apply and opponents lose access to their power sources. Size scaling reaches proportions where he can physically grasp planets while maintaining combat speed and tactical awareness. The anti-life equation application can break opponent willpower instantly and turn them into willing servants rather than just defeating them. Telepathic abilities work on cosmic-level minds, while his emotional manipulation can drive opponents insane through precisely applied psychological pressure. Time manipulation allows him to slow opponent reactions while accelerating his own attack sequences. His greatest advantage is multiversal existence that makes conventional victory conditions meaningless. Even total defeat just means shifting attention to another dimensional avatar. Environmental destruction operates on scales where star systems get casually eliminated as tactical demonstrations. Most importantly, Darkseid's power operates as a fundamental force of evil rather than learned abilities, making it resistant to most forms of technological or magical countermeasures. The critical factor is whether fundamental cosmic evil can overcome moral determination that refuses to accept defeat regardless of power level differences.
The fight opens with Superman closing distance at maximum speed, while Darkseid responds with immediate Omega Beam deployment designed to test Kryptonian durability limits. Clark's opening strategy involves using his speed advantage to avoid direct beam contact while analyzing their tracking patterns for exploitable weaknesses. His tactical assessment confirms that these beams operate beyond normal energy physics and can't be tanked indefinitely even with his solar power durability. Darkseid's size scaling forces Superman to constantly adjust approach vectors, while heat vision creates environmental hazards that limit movement options. Superman responds by using freeze breath to create ice barriers that temporarily disrupt beam tracking, while his heat vision targets Darkseid's eyes to interfere with beam generation. The New God's tactical analysis reveals that Superman's moral code prevents maximum force application, creating windows for psychological pressure through civilian threat implications. Clark adapts by increasing speed to levels that make targeting difficult, while maintaining defensive pressure that prevents Darkseid from implementing complex tactical sequences. The first exchange establishes that conventional power applications won't be sufficient for either fighter, while both recognize they're facing opponents who've adapted to their capabilities through previous encounters. Superman escalates to solar absorption overdrive, while Darkseid responds corresponds with dimensional manipulation and anti-life equation application. Clark's greatest tactical success comes from recognizing that Darkseid's multiversal existence creates predictable patterns that can be disrupted through sustained physical pressure at specific dimensional anchor points. His solar flare technique provides brief power spikes that temporarily match New God strength levels, while his speed creates tactical momentum that prevents Darkseid from establishing battlefield control. The anti-life equation proves partially effective against Superman's moral certainty, but his psychological resilience and hope-based motivation provide significant resistance. Darkseid adapts by shifting the battle across multiple dimensions while using environmental destruction to force Superman into reactive positions. His size scaling reaches planetary proportions that make direct physical confrontation impossible through conventional means. Superman counters by using his molecular vision to identify structural weaknesses in Darkseid's multiversal manifestation, while his tactical experience against cosmic entities provides framework for dealing with multiversal opponents. The momentum shifts back and forth as both fighters demonstrate adaptation capabilities that match their cosmic power levels. Superman wins through moral determination that creates tactical opportunities Darkseid can't predict or counter effectively. His decisive advantage comes from willingness to accept unlimited personal damage while maintaining focus on protection rather than victory, creating psychological pressure that fundamental evil can't comprehend or exploit. Clark's greatest insight involves recognizing that Darkseid's multiversal existence depends on maintaining emotional connections to concepts like despair and domination, which can be disrupted through sustained application of hope and heroic action. His solar absorption reaches critical mass during the fight, providing power levels that temporarily exceed New God capabilities, while his speed creates tactical momentum that overwhelms Darkseid's cosmic awareness. Superman's victory stems from understanding that fundamental evil requires psychological fuel to maintain multiversal presence, and sustained heroic action can starve that fuel source more effectively than direct power confrontation. Darkseid's defeat results from encountering an opponent whose moral framework operates outside his understanding of motivation and psychological manipulation. Superman demonstrates that sufficient moral determination backed by solar-powered abilities can overcome cosmic evil when that determination refuses to compromise regardless of personal cost. His track record against Darkseid proves that heroic ideals create tactical advantages that fundamental evil can't counter through conventional means, because hope operates outside the logical frameworks that cosmic intelligence uses for strategic planning. What do you think? Is Superman's moral code really that much of a tactical advantage, or does Darkseid just consistently underestimate him?